everyone, this is Shahnaz Pitkaur and I would like to welcome you all in my podcast. In this podcast, we will meet one of the most famous personality and economist, Milton Friedman. So today, the main topic is to explore the legacy of free market advocate. Good day, Mr. Friedman. It is truly an honor to have this opportunity to speak with you. Your work has shaped modern economics and public policies in profound ways. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me. It's always a pleasure to share ideas that have influenced economic thought and society.
So to begin, could you please summarize your economic philosophy and what initially inspired your belief in free market principles?
My philosophy revolves around the idea that free markets, operating without excessive government interference, are the most efficient means to allocate resources and ensure individual freedom. My inspiration came from observing the failures of central planning and the remarkable success of capitalism in improving living standards.
Your contribution to monetarism are widely regarded as revolutionary. Could you please explain its core principles and why you emphasize the importance of the money supply?
Monetarism is based on the idea that changes in the money supply are the primary driver of inflation and economic fluctuations. Unlike Keynesianism, which focused on fiscal policy, I argued that controlling the money supply is the key to maintaining economic stability.
So, the permanent economic hypothesis is another groundbreaking contribution of yours. Could you elaborate on what it is and why it's significant?
Certainly. The permanent income hypothesis posits that people base their consumption on their expected long-term income rather than their current income. This challenged the Keynesian view that short-term income changes directly drive consumption and provided new insights into saving and economic cycles.
In your critique of the Phillips curve, you challenged the idea of a long-term trade-off between inflation and unemployment. Can you share your perspective on this?
The Phillips curve suggested that lower unemployment could be achieved at the cost of higher inflation. I argued that this trade-off only exists in the short term. Over time, people adjust their expectations, leading to stagflation, high inflation, and unemployment occurring simultaneously as seen in the 1970s.
Capitalism and Freedom is one of your most influential works. What message did you aim to convey through this book?
The central message is that economic freedom is essential for political freedom. I emphasize that a competitive free market system not only promotes prosperity but also safeguards individual liberty.
Education reform has been a key focus to your advocacy, particularly your proposal for school vouchers. Could you explain the rationale behind this idea?
School vouchers aim to introduce competition into the education system. By allowing parents to choose where their children are educated, whether in public or private schools, vouchers incentivize schools to improve quality and become more accountable to families.
So you often argued against government intervention in markets. Why do you believe regulations often leads to inefficiencies?
Government intervention tends to distort market signals and serve special interests rather than the public good. The free market, driven by voluntary exchanges, allocates resources far more effectively and fosters innovation.
Your ideas significantly influence the policies of leaders like Ronald Reagan and Margaret Thatcher. How do you view your role in shaping their economic agendas?
Both Reagan and Thatcher embraced principles of limited government, deregulation, and privatization, core tenets of my philosophy. Their policies demonstrated the real-world benefits of reducing government interference and empowering markets.
Like inflation has been a recurring issue in global economics. What advice would you offer policymakers for managing inflation today?
My advice remains consistent. Inflation is a monetary phenomenon. To manage it, policymakers must focus on controlling the growth of the money supply and avoid excessive printing of money.
Concerns about income inequality have grown significantly in recent years. How would you address these concerns from your economic perspective?
The best way to address inequality is through economic growth and opportunity, not redistribution. Policies should encourage innovation and entrepreneurship, which benefits society as a whole. Welfare programs, where necessary, must be designed to avoid creating dependency.
One of your most quoted remarks is, "There is no such thing as a free lunch." What does this mean in economic terms?
It means that every choice involves a cost. Even when something appears free, someone is bearing the cost, whether through taxes, resource use, or foregone opportunities.
So finally, Dr. Friedman, as one of the most influential economists of the 20th century, what legacy do you hope to leave behind?
Hope to have contributed to a greater understanding of how free markets and limited government foster prosperity and protect individual freedoms. My ultimate goal was to emphasize the power of personal responsibility and choice in shaping a better society.
Dr. Friedman, thank you for this insightful discussion. Your work continues to influence economic thought and policy worldwide.
Thank you. It has been a pleasure to share these ideas with you.